birth trauma,
Yeah.
that is from your teacher, or like your teacher's like, or where
Yeah.
did that
So
come from? Yeah.
have you read Autobiography of a Yogi?
Okay, no, but I know of it.
Okay, so you should read that book when you have a chance. It's a great book. It's only $5, paperback. Been around for 80 years or something.
Yeah, it just came up yesterday again because I was like, I'm new to Babaji, but here I feel like there's so much
There's a lot.
Babaji energy.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't
So,
have direct experience. Yeah.
what time is it? Let me give you the 10-minute Babaji stories. He left in 84. He appeared in 1976. In 1976, he appeared at an ashram to these two villagers who were fishing along the river. And they said, I've come back to reclaim my ashram. And they're like, sure you did. That guy hasn't been here for 100 years. And he's like, no, I'm coming back to my ashram. So they went back to their village and told their families, hey, Haidakhan Babaji said he's back. We met this guy. He said he was back. He's going to reopen the ashram. And somebody said, well, what did he look like? And one of the fishermen said, well, he was an 18-year-old boy. I couldn't believe he was a guru at all. He just looks like he was just born, as a baby. And the other guy said, no, he was like 60 with his really long beard. Like they both saw two totally different people.
Wow.
So then they realized, oh, maybe it's really him. If he can do that to us, then maybe it's really him. So they went back to the ashram, and he was sitting in front of the fire pit with his eyes closed. And he sat there for like 20 days, never opened his eyes, never got a drink of water, never food, anything. And during that time, he was meditating and calling people to him. Well, he brought in a bunch of Westerners. And one of them had a camera and actually thought, would you please open your eyes so I can get a picture? And right when he thought that, Babaji opened his eyes. He got the picture, and then Babaji closed his eyes for like another 2 weeks or something. So the first picture of him with his eyes open is when he was sitting at the fire pit when he was looking like 20 years old or 22, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's the image that was at yesterday that I saw.
So that was 1976. He appears and he does his thing. My teacher, Leonard Orr, who founded rebirthing and breathwork, all comes from Babaji. All breathwork started with Leonard Orr in the late 70s when his connection with Babaji. So Leonard started doing the breath work that he learned from Babaji, and he bought Sierra Hot Springs in Northern California. And he had a group of people, and they're all doing the breath work in the hot tubs there at the hot springs. They thought it was the water that was healing them. But they had Babaji on the wall, right? And so one day, when they're doing their breath work, a guy, totally naked, comes out of the woods. And he's like, I'd come to soak in the water, and he goes into the tubs and he looks in the wall and he's like, hey, you got a picture of my teacher. How did you get that picture? That's Harry Khan. And they're like, Harry who? And they're like, I just met him. I just spent like a month with him out here in the Sierras. Like this, one of my other teachers, Dennis, he lived for 8 years in the woods naked and met this guy, Harry Khan, in the woods, who taught him how to manifest and about God and all kinds of stuff. So he's done learning from Harry Khan. He walks into this hot springs. It just happens to be where Leonard Orr is doing the rebirthing. And Dennis is like, hey, that's my teacher. He taught me how to manifest. And Leonard's like, that's my teacher. He taught me how to breathe. And so, they were connected for a while doing that. And that was in like early 80s that happened. And then Patrick, who was born left brain dead, he couldn't talk until he was like 9 years old. But then when he was 25, 26, something like that, his mom took him to Haidakhan in India and said, I want you to come meet my guru. So when Patrick gets there, he's walking up the steps from the river to get to the ashram. And as he does, this 8-year-old boy comes bounding down the steps. And Patrick stops and says, that's the teacher from my dreams. That little boy's who taught me everything when I was a kid. And so at the top of the steps, he said, who's the little boy? And the priest says, oh, well, that's Babaji. He's got like 9 different bodies that he uses, and that's just like his little boy body he has sometimes. Like, what's going on here, So Patrick, he was at the ashram for a couple of weeks, and while he was there, Babaji had him do healings. and he's doing healings. Like, people are lining up in this hut, and they're coming out the other side totally blissed out and totally,
Yeah.
like, just ecstatic. And Sandra Ray saw this. And Sandra Ray was working with Leonard Orr with rebirthing. She's like the mother of rebirthing if Leonard's the father. And so she connected with Patrick, and then she taught Patrick how to be a teacher, and they started teaching loving relationships training together, I guess in the late 80s, early 90s. And so for me, I read Autobiography of a Yogi I graduated college 93, took me a while. I read Autobiography of a Yogi in like 95. While I was reading it, I was living at the Rebirthing Center. While I was reading it, there's a story in there about when Yogananda meets Babaji. Babaji totally wipes his mind clean. Yogananda doesn't know who he's talking to while he's talking to him. But Babaji tells him, go to America, write the book, tells him everything he's going to do, right? And then walks away. As soon as Babaji walks away, he removes the veil, and Yogananda suddenly realizes that he was in the presence of Babaji. And he's like, looking for him, like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? So I'm reading this, I'm like, how does he just mask your awareness so you don't even know it's him? That's crazy. Like, how does he do that? And right when I thought that, dog started barking outside my window. And I lived above the kitchen. I had windows on 3 sides of my bed. So I'm counting the dogs in my head, and I'm like, I can see them. There's like a little yappy Schnauzer dog. There's a little, I can just see there's a German Shepherd. I can see all the dogs. I can hear their barking. I know who's barking. I know where they are. I can see them around my room. And suddenly I realize there's no dogs in my neighborhood.
Wow.
And as soon as I realized that, they all stopped barking. And it was like,
wow.
As soon as I realized there was no dogs in my neighborhood, they stopped barking. And then I realized I don't even have any dog education. Like, how would I even know what dog was barking? Like, what these breeds are, And then I was like, oh, that's how Babaji does it. Okay. So that was my first experience of him, like, masking awareness and showing up.
Yeah.
Then, I had other experiences too, but essentially what happened for me is that there's a book called I Am Harmony by Radha Shyam. And in that book, he says that Babaji's only complaint was that nobody ever asked him for the real thing. People are always asking him for wealth and to be happy and, to fix their life or whatever, but nobody ever asked him for the real thing. And the second I read that, I just said, I want the real thing. I'm like, I'll sign up for that. I want that one.
Yeah.
And so that started my training with him. And that was 96 or 97. And he put me through the ringer. It was 20 years of like getting dragged to these teachers and experiences and crazy and going through all kinds of crazy stuff. And experiencing a lot of miracles and like witnessing outrageous stuff that here's what got me. This is what finally got me over the hump. I realized one day, or I thought one day, if I ever meet God, if I ever witness a miracle, if I ever like really, really get it in my body, then I'll feel whole, then I'll feel good enough, and then I'll feel connected. And you know what? I witnessed the miracle. I met God or Babaji, like I don't even know if they're two different beings.
Yeah.
And I still felt not enough. Yeah. And that's when I realized that's the real thing that he's trying to teach me, that the not enough isn't real. That's why I'm always saying it's a setup. Or that's the fall from grace, is the not enough. It's a setup. We have to feel it in order to buy into the world. As soon as you don't believe it anymore, you pop out of the physical universe. You don't believe it anymore. And now suddenly your consciousness moves from I am physical to I am spiritual, and then you've got all these skills. So when you think of a person, they call you on the phone. And when you suddenly have to buy something at the store, but you're mad because it costs a lot of money, but then you go to the store, it's on sale. Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because yeah, I've had direct experiences of God, like, through different modalities, but because of the plant medicine work, it's like, yeah, like you get it, but then you
Yeah,
come back and then you forget. You forget
yeah,
that you experienced that and you felt that love, and then it's like, oh my gosh, you're back into the loop of like not enough.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well,
But
that's why I believe this is the real thing, because you don't need anything from outside of yourself. All you got to do
yeah,
is look within and let go of the not enough, and then everything opens. The Yeah, you're right. The thing about plant medicine, yeah, I mean, I've definitely been down that route, and it's amazing what you can learn and
yeah,
perceive, but then you come back and you forget, or
yeah,
it gives doubts. Because it's like, if you
yeah,
only know it when you're on the plant medicine, then is it real?
yeah.
Like, it's
No,
got to
but
be.
same with the tantra. Yeah, with all the breath work with the tantra practices that we've done, it was like, yeah, the biggest lesson was like, yeah, it's like it's the forgetting and the remembering, and it's like it's just like that is the process of the earth experience. But
Yeah.
It's interesting because the Babaji thing, because I was like in a meditation, and I guess we were like asking whatever like being was coming through to like give a gift, and I was like, oh, I don't know Babaji, like, hey, like if you're here, like would love to get to know you more. And basically the gift that he gave was like humor. He's like, this is the gift, is humor. And I was like, oh, because I didn't know. Now I understand. If he's like showing up in these different masks and like almost like not like like a trickster energy, but it feels like a little bit like yeah, it goes on like a little bit of
It's fun. He's
well, not
playful.
your yeah, he's playful, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, interesting. And if he is kind of the so the breath work, but his thing was breath work, like that he was
He
more
said
just
that
teaching different.
breathwork was the best yoga, because
Yeah.
it takes stress off the body, right? The purpose of
Yeah.
yoga is to reconnect with God. The purpose of all the
Yeah.
yoga stuff is so you can sit comfortably and meditate and
Yeah.
experience God, right? So
Yeah.
he said the best yoga is the breath work, because it gets you comfortable in your body. I assume that's why. Because the whole point of the yoga poses is to get comfortable, to stretch, to get the tension out of your body so you can sit comfortably. And
Yeah.
once you do breath work and get the tension out of your body, you can sit comfortably. Like, it's duh.
Yeah, because because I've been, teaching breath work or my sex magic breath work, and it was like the breath work was the point to eventually get into that stillness where you go into the ecstasy
Yeah,
and like you have the spiritual experience. Yeah.
right. Well, you have to shut off
Yeah.
your mind and feel your body to get there,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's all about, at the end of the day, it's all about feelings and sensations being the reality, thoughts and judgments being the illusion.
Yeah.
And so the big picture here is moving our attention and our trust from our mind and our judgments, taking that trust and putting that trust onto our sensations and feelings,
Yeah.
so that we don't have to think about everything all the time.
Hmm.
We can just feel it. That, for
Yeah.
me, that's the real thing. How we get
Yeah,
there
for
is by
sure.
letting go of not enough.
Yeah.
And if somebody else asked Babaji for the real thing, maybe he'd give them something different. I really don't know. I can't speak for him. I don't know if this is the real thing he was talking about, but it's what I got, and it feels very real, and it gets results. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like, I feel like, okay, like I'm good, like whatever, it's good enough.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, maybe I'll have
Yeah,
to meditate and
right.
connect with Babaji a little bit. But
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh, he shows up.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been times he showed up daily, but he shows up in terms of, like, I ask him a question, and then
Yeah.
it feels in my body like I should look to the left and look up, and I do, and then the answer's on a billboard, like the
Hmm.
perfect answer, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like one time, I mean, this is when I first moved to Eureka, like 4 years ago. I was walking in town, pushing the stroller, and I'm asking him, like, am I really doing the right thing? Should I really be teaching this? Should I be doing this?
Yeah.
And he says, look up. And I look up, and there's this huge, I mean, a 3-story building, half a block wide. It's a huge wall. It's got a mural on it, and it's all different pictures of crabs and fish and trees, and the only thing it says across the top is "You are enough."
Oh yeah,
It's like,
amazing.
oh,
I
that's
love
good.
that.
Okay, I
Yeah.
guess I'm enough. Okay, I'll keep doing it.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
love that. Yeah.
he shows up like that, but he'll show up and just whisper, like, "Look here, go there, turn left."
Mhm.
But he's also shown up physically. Like, I thought my place was going to burn down. It was so hot from the chi, you know.
Wow,
Like, it
that's
was
crazy.
so,
Yeah.
like, I couldn't even look at him. My body is in full pranam on the floor, and I couldn't lift my head up to look at him, but I could feel the heat and the light.
Yeah, because they say too, like sometimes, yeah, like you want the being to show up, but our body goes into like freeze. It's
It
too
can't
much
handle
like vibration. It can't
it. Yeah,
handle that energy.
can't
Yeah.
handle it. He can show up in many different ways. But usually,
Yeah.
if he has something to teach you or something that matters that you need to get, you won't know it's him until he's gone.
Mm.
Because if he shows up and you realize it's him, all you want to do is hug him and love him, and your mind starts spinning, and you won't even hear what he has to say. That's why you don't
I
know it's
get interesting. Yeah, I guess because I don't feel like I did not learn prior about him, that I have almost like a neutral experience, unless maybe he like I could feel like the love and all that
yeah.
energy. But right now it's, yeah, I guess I have like the no previous, thoughts or ideas. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So yeah.
he's unfathomable. I don't know either. I don't know. I mean, I've got my intuition, the voice in my
Yeah.
heart. Is that Babaji, or is it my own? Is it
Right,
me
right, yeah.
creating these things? Like, and if we're all one, how much separation is there really? Maybe he's
Yeah.
just who we really are deep down inside.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I've got a long ways to go. I can't speak for that. I don't know. I can just speak to my experience. My experience is that when I need him, he shows up. When I ask him, he shows up.
Yeah,
He
when
might
you
not
ask,
show
yeah.
physically. He'll give me the answer I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And he showed up physically a couple times. And I've told him, you don't have to do that ever again. I get it.
Yeah,
Don't do
That's
that anymore.
what I
I'm
hear
fine.
too. Yeah, everyone's like, nope, not that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm making jokes that like, yeah, maybe like maybe in Bali I'm gonna have a physical experience, because up until this point I've not been ready for any type of physical being like showing up.
Well, here's the
But
thing. If you feel separate and not good enough to be connected, and he shows up, it'll ruin you. You won't be able to handle the guilt, the everything. It's too much. It's
wait, so
cry.
feeling
The not good
yeah.
enough is the fall. That's how we fell from grace. It's literally the separation
Yeah.
is not good enough. If you still feel not good enough and he shows up, you're going to want to leave. You won't be comfortable.
Yeah.
You'll even feel more not good enough. And he doesn't want you to
Yeah.
feel that. He's not going to show up. He doesn't show up when you feel not good enough.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So when that's gone from your body, or as you peel layers off, you become more open to him showing up. And then he's more open to showing up too. If you're growing, if you're looking to advance yourself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, he'll help you. Like, that's what he's here for. If you're not interested in that, if you want to be right, and everyone else is not good, but not you, like, he doesn't have the time of day for you.
Yeah.
Not in that personal way, anyway. In my experience.
Totally.
So, yeah. Anyway, I mean, I'm not claiming to be a great spiritual teacher. I'm just me. I'm just doing what Babaji told me to do.
Yeah.
But
sure.
Yeah, that's the story there. And I don't know how willing I am to be that guy. If I was being that guy, this would probably, like my school would be a lot more successful and a lot more people would know about it.
Yeah.
But, part of me just wants to be anonymous. Part of me just wants to live my life, raise my family. I just feel like I've
totally.
got this duty, like I have to share this stuff because it's so good.
Yeah.
It works so well.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. So as you continue with your cascade practice, every time you cascade, you're peeling off a layer.
Mm-hmm.
And then, to me, my experience anyway, is it chips away, chips away, chips away, chips away, and then a wall falls. And you suddenly notice more information. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
you'll get that you're not enough. Your belief in not enough was masking some awareness that you had.
Mm-hmm.
And the point of the play shop is to give people that experience so that when they do the cascade, they feel that opening and then want to continue with it.
Yeah.
But the play shop's not the end. Cascade through success without sabotage as well. And then when we get to a point where we're not measuring and comparing to find out if things are good enough or not, when we just let things be the way they are, then we can see what's really happening. And then when we ask Babaji to show up, he can show up without freaking us out.
Yeah.
Because it brings up a lot. It brings up a lot. What does it mean that 99% of the people in the world don't believe in God, or don't believe in spirituality, or don't believe in anything? In anything other than, well, got to make money, got to raise a family, and hopefully, if I'm a good person, I'll go to heaven, or whatever. Like, where you go is where you are. If you can't create heaven here, you're not going to find it after.
Yeah, totally.
So hell is believing that we're not enough and that nothing's enough, and that we're living in a completely disconnected place. That's literally hell. It's kind of like where we're living now. Heaven is when you feel completely connected. Enough, not enough doesn't matter. There's just wholeness. Everything you think of appears. That can happen here too.
Yeah.